Who's going to slap this silly guy? My companion was unfortunately hit by coral. The waist clearly only needs a slight treatment. There is hope of survival. However, the girl who was eager to save lives not only failed to help her disinfect in a timely manner, instead, he took advantage of his companion's lack of attention. Pull out the coral that will be tied to the waist. I have a reaction when I see a man. The girl thought her own methods were at work. So he left his companions behind, digging into the forest alone to find a source of water, replenish their physical strength, although there is not enough fresh water near the beach. But fortunately, there are countless coconuts on the ground for them to enjoy, so he quickly picked up the stone, trying to crack coconut shells. Unexpectedly, Jacques had much more experience than she had imagined. After she spent half an hour pounding the coconut, went excited to return. But I found out that my companion had already lost too much blood. I passed out in a coma, watching a companion who was personally killed by oneself. Girl. Only then did I finally realize that I seemed to lack a little medical knowledge. So here we go. The girl had to endure her fear, dragging the body of a companion, push it into a deep pit, buried. When everything is done, the girl stayed quietly in place, waiting for the night to fall, but I didn't expect to be near the vast sea. The climate is often variable, the strong wind swept through the dark clouds. It rained cats and dogs all night. The girl can only endure hunger, and hide under the leaves to spend this difficult night. But fortunately, after the storm, it will be washed up near the beach. Countless foods. However, just as the girl was excitedly picking up various fresh ingredients on the ground, but suddenly a shark with only half of its body is discovered in the distance. Sharks are covered in terrifying scars, scared her to stand still, dare not make any noise. However, what's even more terrifying is that, when the girl returned from the beach, unexpectedly discovered that the body of his companion had suddenly disappeared. Looking at the only sand left with bloodstains, girls are more certain. There seems to be some terrifying sound on this deserted island, so she quickly used a stone-sharpened wooden stick to make a long spear for self-defense. Light a bonfire at night, hiding aside to warm up and sleep. But it wasn't long before the girl was awakened by a strange sound. Wait for her to stand up. After repeated confirmation, only then did I realize that what I heard was the sound of a helicopter. Looking at Hope right in front of me, the girl quickly picked up the signal flare from her backpack and pointed it in the direction of the plane. Pushy is like a shot. But who knew that the plane's flying altitude was as high as 5 miles? Even a nuclear explosion occurred on the ground. The people on the plane couldn't even hear any sound. However, what's even more terrifying is that, as the signal bomb fell to the seabed, the girl's frightened discovery, a monster resembling Godzilla appeared on the sea not far away. Looking at the scene in front of me, the girl was frightened and ran quickly into the forest, hiding. But soon, her surroundings began to emit monster roars. The girl was frightened and panicked, dare not make any noise. But fortunately, this monster did not discover its prey. So I left here. Wait until the next day. The girl sat dumbfounded by the seaside, thinking about how to escape this deserted island. But this place is surrounded by the sea on all sides. Yourself. No escape tools available. How to survive here, becoming a problem for girls to solve. Hence, he suddenly decided to stay here and wait for his death. Why don't we have a fish in the water with that monster? The girl has been starving on the deserted island for more than 10 days. But strangely enough, he crushed all the small fish he had finally caught, made soup with pepper, thrown into the sea. As the fishy smell spreads rapidly at the bottom of the sea, quickly attracted a lost shark. The girl quickly adjusted her breathing upon seeing the situation, and then look at the hanger on time, take a bite, forcefully thrust it down. Watching the prey in hand, the girl was as happy as if she had won tens of millions of yuan. However, the girl still didn't rush to make the shark into small fish soup, satiate one's stomach, but taking advantage of the stillness of the night, hang the shark on a high branch. I am quietly hiding in a deep pit on the side, seems to be waiting for more ferocious prey to bite. Sure enough, not long after, she discovered a monster not far away that resembled Godzilla. The girl's eyes widened, watching in horror as the monster gnawed at the shark. But I dare not make any noise, until the monster had enough to eat and drink and disappeared into the sea. The girl just breathed a sigh of relief. After the girl's surroundings are completely safe, she originally wanted to leave the entrance of the cave and take a look, but I didn't expect a pair of sturdy thighs to suddenly appear in front of him the next second. Girl sees the situation. Hurry to cover your mouth, afraid that the monster might find itself looking at the monster at hand. The girl was so scared that she dumbfounded on the spot. But fortunately, the monster did not find her figure. On the second day, she doesn't dare to make cakes anymore, so he found a piece of rag, pierce a small hole in the 4 corners of the rag with a sharpened spear, then take out a piece of hemp rope and tie it to the big tree through the belt. Looking at the coconut tree several tens of meters high, the girl's heart is filled with joy. I'm glad I'm hiding here. Even if the monster finds out, she won't be able to climb up either, and she just needs to drink coconut juice, eating coconut meat. Just stay here quietly and wait for rescue. I didn't expect that. The girl has been waiting for a few days. Not only did they not wait for rescue, but instead, a rare storm arrived. However, what's even more terrifying is that, at this moment, the figure of a monster appeared faintly not far away. The girl was frightened and quickly hid in the hanging basket. Dare not make any noise. I didn't expect that. Suddenly, a huge claw reached towards the hanging basket, pulled her down from inside. The girl was scared and rolled around on the ground. Crazy escaped to the seaside without daring to turn back. But who knew this monster wouldn't let go? A fierce man plunged into the water, and after a sprint at the speed of light, jumped up from the water, jumped stiffly in front of him. In a state of panic, the girl instinctively inserted a small flying stick into the monster's chest. After the monster eats pain, a backhand is a mouth that throws him tens of meters away. But just when the girl thought she was in danger, after a thunderbolt, the monster miraculously disappeared. After experiencing the recent upheaval, girl, just in case, I also had to climb high tree branches to avoid attacks. However, on the second day, when the girl sat on the shore carefully cleaning the wound, but suddenly I noticed a strange thing floating on the distant sea surface. After the girl saw it, quickly jumped into the sea and swam over towards the sea. When I see it's one. After searching and rescuing the life raft, the girl was overjoyed, hurry into it. But who knows, just when she thought she was saved like this, a violent vibration suddenly occurred under the life raft. I haven't waited for the girl to recover yet. A black hand dragged him into the depths of the ocean. In a state of panic, she quickly pulled out the dagger. He stabbed the monster's neck hard. Soon, the monster that had lost too much blood couldn't bear the pain and crawled back into its nest. And the girl also took advantage of this opportunity, quickly surfaced to the surface of the sea. Think about everything you just went through. She also started to get up involuntarily. But at this moment, the girl is also very clear. Monsters will never give up on this. So her heart went wild. Decide to give it a shot. I'm obsessed with fighting monsters. Immediately after, she started making a large number of spears as weapons for self-defense. And then he found a pile of dry firewood, arranged into wooden piles. Stuff in some hay, connect them into one piece. Wait until the evening. The monster arrived as promised and came to the shore to search for the girl. The girl saw him fall into her own trap. Just lit the bonfire, surround the monsters in groups, then take advantage of it unprepared, thoroughly thrust the spear into the monster's body from behind, then quickly dodge the monster's counterattack, hiding quietly behind a tree. Then she picked up a harder trunk next to her, while the monster is still searching for her. Charge up with a single arrow step. Facing the monster's heart is a series of combos. But who knew that the monster didn't panic at all? Throw the girl hundreds of meters away. The girl saw the monster unscathed. He hurriedly ran out towards the shore, but, unexpectedly, the monster still refuses to let go. Follow him to the death. Under helplessness, the girl raised her spear, prepared to take the final step. However, what I didn't expect was, after a series of roars, the monster, and fell heavily to the ground. Watching the fallen monster girl stay in place for a long time. Meanwhile, the fire also began to spread rapidly. It will soon burn down the entire island, and at this point, the woman completely gave up the idea of escaping.